The morning sun rose over Car City, painting the streets gold. All the cars were getting ready for a busy day. The fire truck polished his hose, the police car checked her siren, and the ambulance, named Annie, stretched her tires and sang her favorite tune. The wheel on the ambulance goes round and round. But as Annie started rolling toward the hospital, something felt wrong. Thump, thump, flop. "Oh no," Annie gasped. "My back wheel is missing." She wobbled to a stop right outside Auto Alley. Her friends, Benny the blue car and Tilly the taxi, rushed over. "What happened, Annie?" asked Benny, peeking behind her. "One of my wheels rolled away during the night. Now I can't take sick toys to the hospital," she said, her voice filled with worry. Tilly nodded seriously. "Don't worry, Annie, we'll find it together." Benny revved his engine with excitement. "Let's start a wheel rescue mission." Annie managed a small smile. "Thank you, friends, but we have to hurry. I'm supposed to help at the hospital before lunchtime." The three friends rolled down the street, singing softly to keep their spirits high. The wheels on the ambulance go round and one's gone missing today. They reached Toy Park, where tiny toy cars zoomed around. Benny called out, "Has anyone seen a shiny silver wheel?" A tiny race car zipped over and replied, "Yes, it rolled past here earlier, bouncing and laughing." "Laughing?" Tilly giggled. "Wheels can laugh." "In Car City, anything can laugh," Benny said proudly. Following the faint wheel tracks, they came to Melody Pond, where the baby shark family lived. The sound of happy music floated through the air. "Baby shark, do-do-do-do-do-do!" Mama Shark popped her head above the water. "Hello, cars! What brings you here?" "We're looking for Annie's missing wheel," said Tilly. Said Mama Shark. "Something round rolled into the water earlier and it went splash. But don't worry, my son can help." "Baby Shark," she called. Baby Shark swam up, blowing bubbles. Do-do-do. What's up, friends?" "We need your help to find a wheel," said Benny. Baby Shark grinned. "Follow me." He dove underwater and bubbles rose like silver marbles. After a few moments, he popped back up, with a crab clinging to something shiny. "Is this your wheel?" asked Baby Shark. Annie gasped in joy. "That's it, my shiny back wheel." But the crab refused to let go. "Click, click, this shiny round thing is my new drum." "Oh dear," sighed Annie. "What can we do?" Baby Shark thought for a moment, then smiled. "Let's sing. Maybe the crab will dance and forget the wheel." So they began to sing together. The wheel on the ambulance goes round and round. The crab in the pond goes click, click, click. And everyone sings all day long. The crab started tapping along to the rhythm. Click, click, click. Then he laughed so hard he dropped the wheel into the water with a splash. "Oops, my claws got tired from dancing," he said, giggling. Baby Shark quickly fetched the wheel and placed it carefully beside Annie. "Thank you," Annie said gratefully. "But it is all wet and slippery. I can put it back on yet." Benny looked around. "Let's dry it in the sun at the garage hill." Tilly nodded. "Good idea. And maybe sing one more song while we wait." The friends rolled up the gentle slope to Garage Hill, singing joyfully together. "The cars in the city go beep, 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 beep. The friends in the city help one another all day long." When they reached the top, Annie's wheel sparkled in the sunlight. Good as new. But just as they were about to fix it, a gust of wind blew it away again. The wheel rolled down the hill faster and faster, heading straight for the playground. "Uh-oh!" Benny shouted. "Oh no!" cried Tilly. "After it!" yelled Annie. And once again, the car zoomed after the runaway wheel, singing and laughing all the way. The wheel on the ambulance goes whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. Down the hill today. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe for more fun stories. The shiny wheel rolled faster and faster down Garage Hill, bouncing over pebbles and zooming straight toward the rainbow playground. "Catch it! Catch it!" cried Annie the ambulance, as her siren gave a soft woo-woo of worry. "I'm right behind it!" shouted Benny the blue car, his tires squealing with excitement. "Watch out for the slide!" called Tilly the taxi, honking twice. "Beep, beep!" But the runaway wheel didn't stop. It zipped past the swings, looped around the merry-go-round, and finally, boink! It bounced right into the sandbox. All the little toy cars playing there gasped. "Wow," said Mimi the mini car, her eyes wide. "That wheel came from the sky." "It's not a flying wheel," said Benny, chuckling. "It belongs to our friend Annie the ambulance." Annie rolled closer, her front tires crunching softly over the sand. "Oh dear," she said, peering down. "It's buried halfway in the sandbox." Just then, Paco the dump truck trundled over. He was covered in dust from helping build sandcastles. "Need some help?" he asked kindly. "Yes, please," said Annie. "My wheel got stuck." "No problem," said Paco. "I'll dig it out in no time." He tipped his big bed backward and scooped up the sand with his shovel scoop. The truck on the playground goes scoop, 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 all through the town. The children nearby clapped their hands, singing along. Even the swings swayed to the rhythm. At last, Paco lifted the shiny wheel, still covered in sparkly sand. "Got it," he said proudly. "Here you go, Annie." "Thank you, Paco," said Annie. "You're a hero." But when Benny tried to roll the wheel back toward Annie, it wobbled strangely. Said Tilly, frowning. "Something's inside it." They peeked closer and heard a tiny squeak. "Eep!" Out popped a small rubber duck, yellow, squeaky, and covered in glittery sand. "Oh my!" Annie laughed. "You were hiding in my wheel?" The duck squeaked again, proudly. "I thought it was a pool float." Everyone giggled. Even Paco's engine rumbled with laughter. The duck in the wheel goes squeak, squeak, squeak all through the town. But suddenly, a new sound interrupted the laughter. Clang! "Oh no," Benny said, turning. The wheel rolled into the seesaw. The seesaw teetered wildly, sending 2 toy airplanes bouncing into the air. "Whee!" they cried, looping around in circles. "Oops," said Annie. "Sorry, airplanes." "That's okay," they said, landing softly. "That was fun." But Annie sighed. "My poor wheel keeps running away. How will I ever get back to the hospital?" Just then, a cheerful voice floated from above. "Don't give up, Annie!" It was Skyler the Helicopter flying low. "I saw everything from up here. If you want, I can lift the wheel back to your station." Annie's lights flashed with joy. "That would be amazing, Skyler." Skyler lowered a tiny magnet hook. Benny and Tilly rolled the wheel carefully into place, and click, the magnet grabbed it. "Up, up, and away," said Skyler. He lifted the wheel high into the air, its shiny silver rim glittering in the sunlight. The cars below began to sing as Skyler soared toward the hospital. The helicopter's magnet goes click, 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 all through the sky. But as Skyler flew over Rainbow Bridge, a gust of wind whooshed through the valley. "Whoa!" Skyler wobbled. "It's getting windy!" The wheel began to spin wildly on the magnet. "Hang on!" called Benny from below. "I'm trying!" Skyler shouted. Then, ping! The magnet slipped, and the wheel tumbled down once more. "Oh no!" Annie gasped. The wheel bounced off the bridge, rolled across the grassy hill, and disappeared behind the music meadow. Everyone gasped. "The music meadow," said Tilly. "That's where the singing flowers live." Annie blinked. "Singing flowers?" "Oh yes," said Benny. "They love to sing nursery rhymes all day long, but they do not like loud noises." Annie gulped. "Oh dear, I hope my wheel doesn't scare them." Skyler hovered above. "I'll guide you there. Maybe we can find it before sunset." And so the friends set off once again, the ambulance, the taxi, the blue car, and their helicopter buddy, all humming softly together. The friends on the road go vroom, 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 all through the town. The wheel on the ambulance rolls away, but we'll bring it home someday. As they rolled toward Music Meadow, the soft sound of singing drifted through the air. Twinkle, twinkle, little star. Annie smiled with hope. Maybe the flowers will help us. What do you think will happen next? Will the singing flowers help our friends? Find out in our next adventure. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. As the sun dipped low behind the colorful rooftops of Car City, the friends rolled gently into Music Meadow. It was the most peaceful place in town, a wide green field filled with glowing flowers that swayed and sang in the gentle breeze. A beautiful song floated through the air, la la la, twinkle and shine. The meadow hums a tune divine. Wow, whispered Tilly the taxi, her headlights twinkling. It's so beautiful here. I can almost feel the music in my tires, said Benny the blue car, tapping his bumper softly to the beat. But Annie the ambulance wasn't listening. She was searching the field with worried eyes. Do you see my wheel anywhere? She asked. It rolled down here after Skyler dropped it. Skyler the helicopter hovered above, scanning the grass with his bright spotlight. I see something shiny near that big sunflower. They rolled closer, and sure enough, there it was, Annie's missing wheel. But something very strange was happening. The wheel was spinning all by itself. Gently at first, then faster and faster. All around it, the flowers were clapping their petals and singing joyfully. The wheel on the hill goes spin, 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 all through the meadow. Annie gasped. My wheel's dancing. Benny laughed. I think it's having too much fun to stop. The Sunflower Sisters, the biggest blossoms in the meadow, turned to face the cars. Hello, visitors, they said in perfect harmony. We love your friend's shiny wheel. It plays such a pretty tune when it spins. It is pretty, said Tilly, smiling. But Annie really needs it back. She can't drive without it. The flowers nodded thoughtfully. We understand, said Luna, the tallest sunflower. But the wheel doesn't want to stop spinning. It's full of energy from all the songs it's heard today. Annie blinked. Energy from songs? Of course! Luna smiled. Every note and every beat makes it spin faster. That's why we call it a musical wheel. Skyler hovered lower. Then maybe if we sing a slow song, it'll calm down. That's a wonderful idea, said Annie. Let's try a lullaby. So the friends began to sing softly together. Hush, little wheel, don't spin so fast. The stars will shine, the night will last. The cars and flowers hum in tune. We'll roll again tomorrow noon. The meadow quieted. The flowers swayed gently, their petals shimmering like golden bells. Slowly, slowly, the wheel stopped spinning. Annie smiled with relief. It worked. Thank you, everyone. The Sunflower Sisters clapped their leaves happily. You brought music and kindness to our meadow. Take your wheel, dear ambulance, but promise you'll come back to sing with us again. I promise, said Annie warmly. Once I finish helping at the hospital, I'll return. Benny and Tilly rolled forward and helped lift the wheel. Annie positioned herself carefully, and with a click-clack, it snapped perfectly back into place. Ah, she sighed, testing her balance. That feels wonderful. The wheel on the ambulance goes round and round, round and round, round and round. Now it's back where it belongs. The flowers cheered and showered the cars with petals that sparkled like stars. But just then, the ground gave a little rumble. Uh-oh, said Skyler. What was that? A deep grumble-grumble sound echoed through the meadow. From behind a row of daisies, a huge mud tractor rolled out, covered in thick brown dirt. His name was Trumbull, and he looked very sleepy. Who's singing so loud on my nap hill? He grumbled. You woke me up. The cars froze. Sorry, Mr. Trumbull, said Annie politely. We didn't mean to disturb you. Trumbull yawned. Well, I like music too, but only muddy music. Muddy music? Asked Tilly. Yup, said Trumbull proudly. Songs with splashes, squishes, and squelches. Before anyone could stop him, Trumbull revved his big wheels and splashed mud everywhere. The flowers squealed, the cars ducked, and Skyler spun his blades frantically to stay clean. Stop! My nice clean wheel! Cried Annie. But it was too late. Her shiny silver wheel was now brown and sticky. Trumbull chuckled. Hee hee! Now that's the rhythm of the mud! Annie sighed. Oh dear. I can't go to the hospital like this, Benny thought for a moment. Don't worry, Annie. We'll head to Rainbow River next, the cleanest water in all of Car City. We'll wash your wheel till it sparkles again. Tilly nodded. And maybe sing a splish-splash song while we're at it. Skyler grinned. Count me in. The flowers waved goodbye, singing softly as they left. Goodbye, good friends. We'll see you soon. The wheel will shine beneath the moon. And with that, the cars rolled off toward Rainbow River, their lights glowing in the dusk, the stars twinkling above them, and the faint tune of the meadow following them through the night. The friends on the road go zoom, 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 all through the town. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe for more adventures. The moon was rising over Car City as Annie the ambulance, Benny the blue car, Tilly the taxi, and Skyler the helicopter rolled toward the shimmering glow of Rainbow River. The river curved like a giant ribbon through the valley. Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and purple sparkled across the gentle waves. The air smelled sweet like soap bubbles and sunshine. Wow, said Tilly, her headlights reflecting in the water. It's even prettier than I imagined. Benny nodded. And cleaner? This river's famous for washing every bit of dirt away. Annie sighed happily. That's exactly what my wheel needs. Poor thing's still covered in mud. Skyler circled above, his spotlight shining down. Let's find a shallow spot where you can roll in safely, Annie. They parked near the bubble bridge, where soap bubbles floated like rainbow balloons. Ready? Asked Tilly. Annie nodded nervously. Here I go! She rolled slowly into the sparkling water. Splash! Tiny waves rippled around her wheels, making little rainbows dance. The river giggled. Yes, giggled. Eh-heh-heh! That tickles, said a bubbly voice. Annie blinked. Who said that? Me! Giggled the river. I'm Raina the Rainbow River, the cleanest water in all of Car City. What brings you here? Annie smiled shyly. Hello, Raina. My wheel got muddy at Music Meadow and I need your help to wash it. Raina swirled happily. Of course, but we always sing while we clean. Ready? Annie's eyes sparkled. Always! So Raina began to sing, her bubbles dancing in rhythm. The water in the river goes swish, 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 all through the town. Annie joined in, rolling her wheels gently back and forth. The wheel on the ambulance goes scrub, 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 scrub. Benny and Tilly clapped their bumpers to the beat, and Skyler flew in circles above, trailing rainbow mist. The cars on the road sing vroom, 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 all through the night. Bubbles popped around them like fireworks of color. The mud melted away, replaced by a silver sparkle that gleamed brighter than ever before. Look, said Tilly, pointing. Annie, your wheel's shining again! Annie gasped. It's beautiful! Thank you, Raina! The river chuckled softly. Anytime, dear ambulance, but wait, look down there! They all peered into the glowing water. Something round and golden shimmered beneath the surface. What is that? Asked Benny. Raina whispered mysteriously. That's the golden gear, a treasure lost from the old workshop. It's been sleeping at the bottom of my river for years. The old workshop? Repeated Skyler. Isn't that the place where the first cars in Car City were built? Yes, said Raina. Long ago, the golden gear powered the harmony clock, a big bell that sang every morning to wake the city. But without the gear, the bell fell silent. Annie tilted her head. That sounds important. Maybe we could return it. Raina smiled proudly. If you can lift it, it's yours to take. Benny revved his engine. Let's do it, team. Annie rolled closer to the shore, and Skyler lowered his magnetic hook again. Click! It attached to the golden gear. Slowly, carefully, he lifted it from the water, shining bright in the moonlight. Everyone cheered. We got it! Raina sang joyfully. The friends who care make things all right. They shine together through the night. Annie placed the gear gently in her back compartment. We'll take this to the old workshop in the morning. Maybe it can make the harmony clock sing again. Raina splashed happily. That would make Car City's heart beat once more. The friends said their goodbyes. Thank you, Raina, said Annie. You made my wheel sparkle and gave us a new mission. Safe travels, heroes, said Raina. And remember, clean hearts shine the brightest. As they rolled back onto the road, the moonlight painted silver trails behind them. The cars hummed softly, tired but happy. The wheel on the ambulance goes round and round, shining bright all through the town. But just as they reached the crossroads near the old workshop, a shadow moved across the road. "Who's there?" whispered Benny. From the dark corner rolled out a mysterious figure, a sleek black tow truck with glowing red lights. "Well, well," he said with a sly grin. "Looks like you found my golden gear." Annie's lights flickered nervously. "Your gear?" "That's right," said the truck. "I'm Grizzle the Tow Truck, and that gear belongs to me." The friends looked at one another in alarm. Tilly whispered, "I don't think he's here to sing songs." Grizzle revved his loud engine. "Hand it over or you'll never make it to the workshop." The night wind blew softly, rustling the trees. Annie took a deep breath. "We don't want trouble, Grizzle. This gear belongs to all of Car City. It keeps the harmony clock alive." Grizzle's eyes narrowed. "Then I guess I'll just have to take it." Skyler spun his blades anxiously. "Uh-oh, team. Looks like this is turning into a rescue mission." The friends on the road stand brave and strong. They sing together all night long. Thanks for watching, friends. Don't forget to like and subscribe to see what happens next. The stars glittered above Car City as Annie the ambulance, Benny the blue car, Tilly the taxi, and Skyler the helicopter faced the dark figure on the road. The black tow truck's headlights glowed red like eyes. His heavy tow hook swayed behind him as he rumbled closer. "I said hand it over," Grizzle the tow truck growled. "That golden gear belongs to me." Annie took a brave breath. "It doesn't belong to anyone, Grizzle. It was lost in the Rainbow River, and we were taking it back to the old workshop to help the harmony clock sing again." Grizzle snorted. "Ha! That clock hasn't worked in years. Why waste time on rusty old junk when I could sell that gear and buy myself new tires?" Benny rolled forward, his blue paint gleaming in the moonlight. "That's not nice. Car City needs that gear," Tilly chimed in. "And you don't have to steal to get new tires. We could help you earn them honestly." Grizzle's engine rumbled low. "Help me? I don't need anyone's help. I do everything alone." Skyler hovered above, shining his spotlight. "Then maybe that's the problem. Friends make things brighter, Grizzle, just like headlights in the dark." Grizzle glared at them, confused by their kindness. "You think a bunch of singing cars can stop me?" Benny whispered. "Maybe. We can sing him calm." Annie nodded slowly. "It's worth a try." So instead of arguing, Annie started softly. "The wheel on the ambulance goes round and round, round and round, round and round. The friends on the road help all around, all through the town." Tilly joined in with her bright beeps. "Beep, beep, beep, don't frown tonight. We'll make it right, we'll make it right." Benny added a steady hum like a bass line. Skyler spun his blades to make a gentle whoosh in rhythm. At first, Grizzle just frowned. "Stop that noise!" But the song grew softer, warmer, echoing across the road like a lullaby. Grizzle's angry engine slowed to a low purr. "That's not bad," he mumbled. Annie smiled. "It's not just music, Grizzle, it's friendship. Everyone can have a place in Car City, even tow trucks." Grizzle blinked. "Even me?" "Of course," said Benny. "We all help each other. Fire trucks put out fires, police cars keep order, ambulances help the sick, and tow trucks rescue the stuck," Tilly added kindly. "You could be a hero too." Grizzle hesitated. "A hero? Me?" Before he could answer, a strong wind blew through the trees. Whoosh! Skyler tilted in the air. "Whoa! Storm coming!" Dark clouds rolled over the moon. Rain began to fall, soft at first, then heavier. Thunder boomed in the distance. "Oh no!" cried Annie. "If this storm gets worse, the old workshop's hill road will flood." Benny gasped. "And we're carrying the golden gear!" Grizzle looked toward the workshop on the horizon. "That road gets slippery fast," he said seriously. "You'll never make it in time." Annie looked at him hopefully. Unless someone tows us up the hill. Grizzle blinked, realizing what she meant. You mean me? Yes, said Tilly. You're the strongest truck here. For a moment, Grizzle said nothing. Then with a deep breath, he reversed and dropped his heavy tow line. Clank! Hook me up, he said gruffly. Let's get that gear where it belongs. Thank you, Grizzle, said Annie. The tow truck's hook goes clank, 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 all through the storm. Rain splashed down as Grizzle pulled Annie and the others up the winding hill. Skyler flew overhead, shining his light through the downpour. Benny shouted encouragement. Almost there! Tilly beeped a cheerful rhythm. Beep, 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 beep. Grizzle strained, his engine roaring. But inside, he felt something new. Pride. He was helping, not hurting. He was part of the team. Finally, they reached the top of the hill. The old workshop stood before them, ancient, covered in vines, its clock tower silent. Annie smiled through the rain. We made it! Grizzle unhooked the line and panted. That was tougher than towing a bus! They all laughed, even Grizzle. The rain in the sky goes drip, drip, drop, and still we never stop. Benny looked up at the clock tower. Now all that's left is to fix the harmony clock. Tilly nodded. Let's give the golden gear back to where it belongs. Grizzle glanced at the gear in Annie's compartment. Want me to carry it? Annie smiled. I'd like that, friend. Friend, Grizzle repeated softly, as if testing the word. Then he smiled too. The team rolled toward the old doors of the workshop, thunder echoing above them, and the promise of music waiting inside. Together we can make things right. Our hearts will sing through stormy nights. The storm clouds swirled above Car City's old workshop, and lightning flashed across the tall, silent clock tower. Rain trickled down the faded walls, where ivy curled around the gears and pipes of a once great machine. Annie the ambulance, Benny the blue car, Tilly the taxi, Skyler the helicopter, and Grizzle the tow truck stood before the massive wooden doors. The golden gear gleamed softly in Grizzle's hook, shining through the darkness like a tiny sun. This is it, said Annie softly. The harmony clock, where Car City's music began. Benny looked up at the tower's silent face. It hasn't ticked for so long. Do you think it will still work? Tilly smiled, her headlights bright. We'll never know unless we try. Skyler hovered above, his blades slicing through the rain. I'll light the way for us. With a creak and a groan, Grizzle pushed the heavy wooden doors open. Inside, the workshop smelled of oil, wood, and old memories. Rows of dusty tools lined the walls, and at the far end stood a huge machine, a magnificent tower of silver pipes, gears, and bells. Annie rolled closer, her eyes wide with wonder. Wow, it's beautiful. At the base of the clock, a small plaque read, Harmony is the heartbeat of Car City. Tilly traced the letters with her eyes. That's so lovely. Benny nodded in agreement. Let's make it beat again. Grizzle lifted the golden gear gently with his hook. Where does this fit? Skyler's bright light revealed a round, empty space near the center of the tower's heart. It was exactly the right size. There, said Annie, pointing with her tire. Together, they all worked to lift the gear into place. Grizzle aligned it carefully, Benny steadied it with his bumper, and Annie gave a gentle push. Click! The gear slid perfectly into its socket. For a moment, nothing happened. The workshop was completely silent except for the rain tapping softly on the roof. Then, whirr! The gears began to turn. One by one, old cogs woke up, spinning and clicking in a perfect rhythm. The great pipes trembled, then sang out the first notes they had made in years. Ding, dunk, ding, dunk, the harmony clock was alive again. Annie gasped. It's working! Tilly danced in place. It's really singing! Benny laughed with pure joy. Listen to that sound. The music grew louder, deeper, and brighter. It rolled out of the workshop and into the night sky, echoing across the entire valley. The clock seemed to sing a song of its own. The clock in the tower goes tick-tock tune, bright as the sun and round as the moon. The friends who care made it shine again, bringing joy to every lane. In the distance, lights flickered on in every street of Car City. Windows opened, horns honked, and laughter echoed through the rain. "The Harmony Clock is back!" shouted a fire truck from across town. "It's singing again!" cried a group of tiny toy cars playing in the park. Even Rain of the Rainbow River shimmered brighter, her water glowing with gold and blue light. The singing flowers in Music Meadow swayed and joined the beautiful tune. "La la la, round and bright, the city sings through the night." Annie's heart felt full. "We did it, everyone!" Tilly smiled. "Car City has its song again, all thanks to our teamwork." Benny nodded. "And our friendship." Grizzle looked down at his muddy tires, then at his reflection in the glowing golden gear. "I never thought I'd be part of something like this," he said softly. "You are part of it," Annie told him. "Without you, we'd never have made it up the hill." Skyler landed beside them, folding his blades. "Looks like even tow trucks can be heroes." Grizzle chuckled. "I guess so." Then he gave a small smile. "Maybe I should open a help station near here to tow broken cars to the workshop for repairs." "That's a wonderful idea," said Tilly. Benny honked happily. "You'll be the best helper in town." Just then, the Harmony Clock chimed again, louder and grander than before. Bong! A beam of golden light burst from its top, rising into the clouds. The rain stopped, and the moon peeked through, silver and proud. Raina's rainbow shimmered across the sky once more, ending right over the workshop. "Look!" cried Annie. "A rainbow bridge just for us!" "Car City is saying thank you," said Skyler. The friends looked at one another, wet, muddy, and tired, but smiling brighter than ever. The wheels on the cars go round and round. Friendship makes the sweetest sound. Annie turned to Grizzle. "You know, there's still one more thing left to do." "What's that?" he asked. She grinned. "Let's drive through the city and share the song with everyone." "Now that," said Grizzle, "sounds like music to my tires." And so, the five friends rolled down the hill together as the Harmony Clock rang out across Car City, its melody lighting every corner, every road, and every heart. Ding dong, harmony strong! The friends of Car City sing along! Thanks for watching, friends. Don't forget to subscribe for more adventures in Car City.